What is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and welcome back to another video on Marvel Strike Force. Today, we're going to be doing Extreme X-Men in the Mutant Raid lane. Now, I've had some pretty good luck when it comes to using them. Actually, in fact, I did it on my phone on day one, which would have been on Friday night after Nightcrawler came out. Didn't get a recording of that, so I'm basically going to try this again. I found it so much easier to use the three-piece of Extreme X-Men with Apocalypse and Archangel than it was to use Apocalypse Death Seed. I found Death Seed to be too RNG heavy. Like, feel free to say I'm bad in the comments down below. But I just honestly, there's so much that can go wrong in the first node. And I actually didn't find it that hard when I was using the three-piece Extreme X-Men. Now, there's a few issues that I kind of want to talk about this. I do have the save squad down below here. So it's a pretty big team, right? Like you probably saw me on my video. I maxed out Nightcrawler. He is, though, only 100. He's about 200k, so he's only a 2-star. So just to keep that in mind. Gambit's pretty big. He is probably my biggest character there. He's 422 outside of Apocalypse, 422,007 red. And also my Cyclops is pretty big as well. So 330,007 red. Some pretty big numbers, right? And Archangel and Apocalypse are also 95 as well. So I have 3 Raiders and 2 Strikers. Yes, I do have Archangel as a Striker here as well. So instead of some other people have sometimes different ISOs for that. Sometimes they have Raider, but I do have Striker for this. And I don't know if I just got really lucky, but when I played it on my very first time, I had a very easy time. So we're going to go back in. Unfortunately, I can't show the boss node off right now, but I do have something really funny that I want to show you afterwards for that. So we're going to go in with this. And honestly, when I did it my first time, I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. Like it plays differently a little bit. But I didn't really feel like I was in trouble that much. And we'll see. Maybe I don't get the same results this time around. But I was able to clear it with, I think, a couple of minutes. Now, that being said, BlueStacks runs a little bit slower than my phone. So I'm hoping the time is not an issue. The only problem here is that you don't actually get, and here, so I am going to do the special, but you don't get the Cyclops ult on turn 1 like you would if you have Forge and Sunspot. So I can't clear all of this, but it actually doesn't make that big of a deal. So I'm going to use the taunt on there. So it allows me to basically taunt somebody else. And so I can start using some of my skills over here. Now, normally I would just use, I can actually do it on Quicksilver, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to do an ability block on Rhino. We're hitting more targets. And basically we just need to start killing people because then the turn bar rewind on Archangel is really important. So all of those extra defensive things that Nightcrawler does is really helpful in keeping everyone alive. The evades is super helpful. Some of the ability blocks is not that big of a deal because once Apocalypse pops off, basically people are going to start rewinding, and then we can clear that and stuff as well. And Nightcrawler is going to be able to clear that on his turn. So that part's not that big of a deal. We're going to go ahead and kill Rhino. So again, we're getting more turn bar removal as a result of that. And we just basically need to get our Apocalypse ahead of Dormammu, because I think that's what I really want to do. And we are stuck behind Gwenpool's taunt. We did get rid of it, so that's good. And I'm going to go ahead and kill Dormammu. Sometimes I use that to kill Quicksilver, actually, because it does, he can't revive, right, when he kills by that. So I am actually going to do the same thing as I did last time. I'm going to kill Quicksilver because I don't want, just in case. And we're going to use all of the kit stuff there. And so we're going to focus on Dormammu here. It shouldn't be that big of a problem. I'm actually going to go in with the special because it's going to do some more AoE damage there. And we might actually get, oh, he's so close. Okay, we're just going to finish him off, though. So we're going to go like that. I probably should have hit, I was going to say, maybe I should have primaried Emma Frost, but no, we got him. And so now basically everyone's getting turn bar rewound, and that's really good. Now, as far as the basic goes, it does some flipping, but it's not going to do the ability block because I don't have more. I basically would need a total of 4 X-Men, and I don't have that. So it's just going to do damage. We're going to be focusing on Vol. Just make sure we get Vol down at least once. That cap is a little bit of a, I need to put some speeds down and things like that. I don't want the ultimate to go off. That being said, I'm going to do more AoE damage. I think I want to get some more bleeds out across the board. That's going to be pretty important. Unfortunately, we do have that slow on Cyclops, though. I will use the ultimate. We're going to get a couple of kills there. It's going to rewind Cap Sam over here, that new Cap Sam that came down. And shouldn't be that big of now, sometimes I don't know if I want to use this twice. It's on a pretty low cooldown, so that should not be a big problem. I basically at this point, I kind of need to do basics, right? Like everyone's super healthy. I want to avoid killing people too quickly because they don't have a lot of hit points left over. So I'm gonna try my best here to like not do that much damage if that's at all possible. Like not hitting defense down characters, that kind of thing. Trying to milk this. I'm really trying to milk this because I want I want Nightcrawler to get his special back. That's probably the most important thing here, actually. So we're gonna get this. So far, so good. Like I said, I'm kind of hitting people. Honestly, it's not really that big of a deal, and we're doing really really well. So there we go. We got some more ability energy for Archangel. It's probably not going to be a big deal. We're gonna go over here. Might end up killing Vol. No, Vol's still alive. There we go. So we're going to get the special back on Nightcrawler. And at this point, we're just going to do an auto basic. And that's all we really need to do until he falls over. And that's the first node. It did take me a little bit longer as far as the time-wise go, right? Like I only have a minute left. I probably could have played it a little bit faster. Also, BlueStacks is a little bit laggy for me versus me using my iPhone. When I'm actually playing it off of this, I still hate the emulators. I wish we had a PC client. But, it is what it is. So that's the first node. Very smooth. Yes, okay, I admit. This is 2.2, by the way. But I don't know how much that Cyclops being like say as high as he is made a huge difference. A lot of it was Nightcrawler's ability to give support. Honestly, to give that kind of support, the defensive stuff that he gives to everyone else is just so important to keeping everyone alive. If you've played Node 1, you know that like with Desi, the RNG is brutal. Like sometimes you can just have someone die off, your Dark Beast can die, and then you have to restart. All sorts of other ways that you can restart. And so I didn't have to do that. Now, I don't like to have to do this and I even failed the stun in this instance. So that becomes a bit of an issue because I have 2-star. Now, this is interesting because I have 30 charges on, on Cyclops. I have done this. So if you're not needing to go, if it's an easy cleanup on the boss node, like you saw for me, then you can actually go ahead and do this. Now, otherwise, if you're trying to one-shot the boss, which I haven't done yet because some people already get to it before me, I'm going to do this. And it does a decent amount of damage. It would probably do a lot more with the full unlimited X-Men. That was 30 charges, though, not 40. But there we go. And then that, boom. Like, this node's not that hard. And I'm already popping people off. We're going to just finish off Kang in this case. And 7 out of 11 already. Over here, I'm just going to do probably here. Going to do the special just for some extra damage. And then we killed the Rogue. 5 out of 11 now. Squirrel World's about to fall over. And so things are looking really good. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to try to flip that. There is a slight issue with Nightcrawler sometimes when it comes to using the special and just clearing in general, because mine's only 2-star and I'm not G18 yet. So hopefully soon I will. We're going to go over here with the ability block just in case. Don't think it's going to happen though. We're going to kill Squirrel. Okay, Squirrel Girl should be dead pretty soon. We're going to focus over here. I don't even need to use anything outside of the ultimate on Apocalypse. And in fact, they're dying almost too quickly. So at least Nightcrawler is getting his cooldowns back around. But in this instance, like Apocalypse is not going to have his ultimate for the boss node if I had to do that. So I think I would have had to play it differently and possibly not use that ultimate and see if I could have done it with just special maybe, because that's really important. I haven't actually done a full clear of the boss node manually, but I do want to show you something that's really interesting, which I think, honestly, while I haven't done it, I think very much it is possible. So I want to show you something that I did on a live stream on Friday night that was quite impressive. So I'm actually, you know what, for sake of argument, I'm going to go back and do this really quick. Now, obviously, this is a cleanup. I don't expect this to be very challenging, and I wish that I had some footage of doing the boss straight up. But I'll tell you that it is definitely possible with this team because of what I'm going to show you after we do this node. But let's just see what's left over. Honestly, I don't know how it was left. Hopefully, we should be able to clear it up, and it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But again, we don't really have that. We don't have the ultimate on Apocalypse. That being said, I'm going to go ahead with the 2 turns of slow with the AoE. So that should be fine. That should be really good, actually. In fact, everyone landed the slow. So I think the focus that you're getting from Cyclops is actually surprisingly important. You get 50% focus in, actually, it's 100%, actually. Yeah, it's 100% focus in raids for all X-Men allies, and that part's actually pretty important. Now, I like the special as well because you're getting additional barrier, and it's quite a bit. Like, you can see that Nightcrawler has, like, maximum barrier. He's super easy to, like... I mean, you get 2 charges of the special. Like, he survives very, very well. We're just gonna go for the basic. I don't want to... not ability blocking him again over there. So, again, very easy cleanup. It shouldn't be that big of a problem. We're getting the turn bar rewinds, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go over here with the specials just to kill Nakia and maybe kill... No, I was gonna say maybe kill Wong, but he's got that defense up. So not yet. And then we're gonna just probably do... It doesn't even matter at this point. Can we get a stun? No, we got the Exposed, but we didn't get a stun on her. Exposed doesn't do a ton for Nightcrawler. It's mainly on his basic where he gets a guaranteed crit. That is important, but it's not as big of a deal. It's not as good as some of the other characters. So we're just going to go ahead, try to kill Wong. We did not yet. We will soon. Get an ability block on Morgan Le Fay with Apocalypse. Actually, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to do the ultimate. And it should be no problem. Again, some more turn bar rewind there. Got a stun. And yeah, Bob's your uncle. And we're good to go. Super easy. We're just going to do regular auto at this point. So yes, that was a cleanup. That was not a one shot, but I'm going to tell you that you can. It's very doable, and I'll show you why once we actually. Well, I'll just go do that now. So I'll let that play out. So this is a little clip that I had that somebody clipped for me, which is thank you for doing that on my live stream from Friday. Now, for the purposes of this, I have my sound muted, but I think it should still play because I don't have my headphones in. So I know what it says. Wait, maybe. Hold on, guys. Properties. There we go. Is it gonna play now?
Just the Cyclops.
There we go. Hopefully, you guys can hear that. So
I don't normally do the mutant boss.
Double
so
Boilon.
I'll just say this right now. Like I'm pretty inexperienced when it comes to this boss node. I hate the mutant lane because when I was using Death Seed, I just really
this is the boss node, by the way. So
straight up,
I'm probably gonna fuck it up. But
oh no, shit! Oh my god! No way!
Straight up. So we cleared the boss node from scratch and on a sim. Hey everyone. So I actually this is on a different day. So we're here on the mutant boss node. I want to see. I don't know if this is going to get included into the video, but I wanted to see whether or not I could beat the boss node. Now, in this version of the boss node, I didn't use the Cyclops ult on node 2. I didn't actually need to do that. So I have 40 charges of a Cyclops ult going in for my first time of using the 3-piece Extreme X-Men into the boss node. Like I said, though, I have been able to successfully sim this, though. So I would assume with some manual input, I should be able to clear this. That being said, I haven't done this with this team before, so I don't know how it plays differently and whether or not we will actually one-shot it. But I hope that, you know, my version of playing is better than an auto, or so I would think. But we'll find out. It is a long node, but there's only 15 characters. So right off the bat, we do have all the cooldowns. So I'm actually just going to go ahead, and there is some immunities and stuff like that. We actually cleared a good chunk of this. So right off the bat, we have 2 turns of slow, which is really, really great. We're going to go ahead and just pop off that ultimate and see what happens. So that's going to be 40 charges. I want to see how much damage does this actually do. We actually didn't clear everyone. I'm a little bit surprised. Cyclops has taken a fair bit of retaliation damage because we're doing the ult after, or sorry, before the slow. Sorry, before the special. So I wasn't able to put a barrier or anything like that. And of course, before Nightcrawler does his special too to get some more buffs up. But so far, so good. As far as you know what, I think we can just do the damage just to get some more kills. And that will help with reducing the turn bar. Because they do have the 2 turns of slow, other than Kid Loki, who seemed to have lost it, but he's dead now, so it doesn't really matter. And we're going to spread out some more damage on this side here. So we're at 11 out of 15, but I do need to be careful about that. I honestly don't know who I'm supposed to ability block. I don't really want... We're going to do it here. I don't even know if that was necessary, but I know there's a lot of different like invader cooldowns that I really don't like. So... we're going to go and stun Beta Ray Bill, although maybe that might have been better on one of the Wakandans at this point, like Nakia. We're gonna go over here. Another ability block. And I'm trying not to think too hard because honestly, the timer might become an issue, and so that's where I'm curious about. We're gonna go ahead and maybe kill. We don't have the ultimate with Apocalypse, so I did actually use that, but we're gonna have that pretty soon. Bucky's gonna take his turn over here. I don't know if he doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't think, like even with just like Iron Fist, so I'm not too afraid of that. Now we got some big boys, some big boy problems here. I don't know if I should have wasted that. Maybe I should have just done the basic. We do have the Apocalypse all coming in soon. I was trying to see if I could land the slow on Morgan Le Fay, but she's got so much resistance. Can we kill Cap Sam? Because then we can get some more turn bar removal, and then hopefully we can flip that disrupt. I'm hoping Apocalypse takes his turn pretty soon here before Morgan Le Fay. That would be great. I should have attacked somebody else on the primary target because now I didn't get the follow-up striker. That's stupid me. I don't know if we can actually kill her. No, God, she was so close. And she did not. She did not bleed out. So that's a small problem. She's pretty much dead, but she's already kind of done a lot right now, which is a big problem. Can we? We killed her there with the Gambit special, so that helps. Taking a little bit of retaliation damage, though, which is a small problem. And we got slows actually on all three of them, so that kind of sucks. That being said, we can now put up the special, and that's going to give some barrier for everyone else and a little bit of regen, so that helps. Cyclops is very healthy now at this point. So things look pretty good, actually. As far as manual goes, yeah, I got some debuffs here, and maybe I could have played it a little bit better. But I'm actually surprised how healthy we still remain for a node that's supposed to be very, very hard. And I'm just going to go, I don't even need to use this, but I'm just going to do it anyways, right? And we're just going to do some more damage, get another kill, Archangel rewinding everyone, and it's pretty good. Problem is my Nightcrawler, though, with the Raider ISO, he just doesn't have the focus that he needs to land it on Darkhold, because they have some pretty heavy resistance here. So characters like Wong, characters like Morgan Le Fay wasn't really able to do much with Nightcrawler, but that's because he's only 2-star. So hopefully after his actual event goes live, things get a little bit easier in that regard. So I think that the stars do matter a little bit here still, but it didn't really make a ton of a difference, so this was pretty good. We're going to get Wong killed, and at this point, everything's over. So we did manage to actually survive with everyone alive, and that is a lot different than what you're going to see in the sim. Now, Apocalypse was the only one to survive. But what this tells me is that this team is more than able to do this on manual. I think if you were to manual play this, I will tell you that I did burn my ult. In this instance, I burned Cyclops' ultimate on the second node. If I played this again, the second node is very easy. I would have just saved it, honestly. I don't think I probably would have needed it. They wouldn't have fallen over as quickly as they did when you saw me do it. But I think that with all the cooldowns, it's more than good enough to do that. So if I held for 40 charges and I used it on this node, I think it would have gone a lot differently. And I probably wouldn't have lost as many characters, obviously, if I played it myself. So the 3-piece X-Treme X-Men is very, very good. Yes, you do want to use Archangel, so it's not completely out of Death Seed, but you're probably going to have him anyways because you've been using Death Seed for some time. And by the time the full team comes by, you probably won't need Archangel anymore to do that. But for just now, because it's still going to be, I would say, going to be about almost a month, maybe 3 or 4 weeks until we get Forge and then Sunspot eventually as well. So about a month till they're free to play available for all 5 of them. So in the meantime, if you're leveling up if you're leveling up Nightcrawler and you want to get him used right now, I think the Cyclops still has a lot of value. A lot of people are saying that Cyclops is garbage. You can replace him with someone else. Maybe you can. Maybe you can get similar results with someone else. But I actually think that Cyclops is pretty good, and I'm still going to continue to use him. So I like Cyclops, despite what other people are saying, and hopefully this helps you guys. Now, yes, it does include Apocalypse, unfortunately, and the good thing about having the full 5-part team is hopefully that you're not going to need either Apocalypse or Archangel. But in the meantime, I think that's just what we're going to have to do, isn't it? So that's everything. We got this cleared. It's just so much easier because when I was using Death Seed Apocalypse, I just did not have a good time. I was restarting and I hated it. And I was skipping it and I was just doing 40% on Incursion 2 because I just didn't care. And now it's actually pretty easy to manual. So I hope that this helps everyone else and actually maybe get some people to do their their mutant section, because it's actually a lot easier with these characters. So that's going to be the end of the video, everyone. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. And have fun with X-Treme X-Men, because I know that I am. And make sure you unlock Nightcrawler, because you absolutely should if you haven't already. So that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.